Work right now. There you go.
Yeah, it
That's
worked.
it.
Okay, so I joined your live, buddy.
Yes, yes, yes,
Can
yes.
you hear me? Okay.
Yes, yes, everything works perfectly.
Yeah, I think, well, unfortunately, I think my microphone broke off because my
Okay.
thing fell down. So I
Oh,
got to look at that later. So,
no worries. It works. It works.
yeah, man.
Hey,
So,
well,
number
great,
one.
great to have you. You can
Oh,
start the recording, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have. And
yeah, congratulations, dude.
thank you very much, man. It's been 4 weeks of nonstop work,
Yeah, well,
and
that's the way it goes. So, okay, so for everybody that's watching, can you just give them a little bit of your background? How old are you? Where do you work?
yeah,
What that sort of thing.
yes, sure. Well, I'm 23. I recently turned 23, and thank you for your birthday wish. Yes. So starting early, starting young. Early on, realizing that real estate is the way to go in terms of having the financial freedom, and that's the main goal. Um, in terms of career background, full time at the bank and running two companies at the same time, and advertising and real estate. And that's how we met, probably
Yes,
after through
yes,
through our mutual colleague, through your
yeah,
sister,
yeah.
and it was funny enough. I asked Shelly on how to get into real estate and the tips and advices, and she's like, "I'm the wrong person to talk about this. So please reach out to my brother, you."
Right.
And for the next 2 months, I've been trying to, reach out to you, connect with you, watch your movies and videos, and you've been very consistent with this. And from the last conversation, I saw a lot of value from what you taught and the tips you gave. And yeah, so
Okay,
right
so
now, yeah,
that's fantastic. So I know tonight you're celebrating because you
yeah,
got a whole bunch of new tenants, etc.
yes,
Hey, Paul, good to see you. Thank you for joining.
we all
Um,
set. We all set. Just preparing for the main
oh,
main
you
dish. Yes,
right? So that's great. So before we get to the celebration part, I want a little background.
yes,
So tell me about this condo apartment that you got. How did you get it? Where, what's the price?
yeah,
If you want to share that.
yeah. Of course, of course. I mean, what I realize is before I get into actual investing of my own funds, it's good to learn how the day-to-day operations work in terms of like renting out, cash flowing the property. So that would inspire me to open the company, the LC, in property management company. So right now, I manage two properties, one in Yorkville and one in Don Mills. The Yorkville one is owned by the family, and I essentially pay them 20-30% above the market price.
Okay.
Um,
So
I
so the
can I
place is owned by somebody else.
Yes, and I essentially um, lease it for 1 year, and I figure out ways to cash flow every single um, let's say corner of the house legally.
Okay,
Yeah.
so for the people that are not used to this, so you don't own it, but what this is called rental arbitrage, right?
Yes, rental arbitrage, rent
Right.
to rent to rent.
Right. Rent to rent.
Yeah.
So you get a place, you rent it from somebody, you take on the lease,
Yes.
and then you know your hope is that you can improve it, get more money, and you
Yeah.
make the spread between what it's costing you per month and what you're renting it out for a month.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Well, the key word is hope. In this business, you cannot hope, meaning you
Hmm.
have to do your homework. You have to crunch the numbers,
Hmm.
see how much money you put in and what's the return. And you have to be very conservative and understand your risk tolerance too, right? So, for example, if you don't rent out for a month or two, what's going to happen to your personal finances? So
Right.
everything is well calculated and everything is well structured.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
rental arbitrage for other folks out there is um, it used to be called subletting, but now with Airbnb,
Yes.
there's people have grown huge fortunes with this in the Airbnb world.
Including you.
And well, I know. Well, I've always owned my places. I've owned all
Okay.
of my places. I literally thought about getting into rental arbitrage right before COVID hit because we had cash to go and rent places,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
And then when COVID hit, I was literally talking to friends to
Okay.
go down to Costa Rica and go look at places and start doing the rental arbitrage. And then COVID hit and shut my idea down. But
Okay.
the idea is still a very good idea.
Yeah.
Now, I my question to you is, are you concerned about the bylaws in Toronto about renting your place out? Are you worried about that? Have you considered that? And are you
Yeah.
registered with the city?
I mean,
And
I
I'm
mean,
not trying to get you in trouble. I
no, no,
want
of
to
course,
ask.
of course, of course. I mean, the worry and the risk, it all comes down from facts, knowing the facts. So before I even got into this industry and doing this, I read all the possible bylaws, all the fire code,
Oh,
any
good, good,
possible
yes.
risk associated with doing this. Because I see a lot of people,
Yeah.
they just get one studio and then split into like 1,000 pieces, right? That's not a proper way to do it. Because I mean, if you want to be an official company, you have to do everything right, right?
Yes, very good.
So I spend tremendous time meeting people, learning from people, seeing what's the best way to do it, what's not the best way to do it, and the possible repercussions. So everything is well researched and
So
prepared.
you're protected, is what you're
I'm
saying.
fully protected.
Good.
Yes.
So, and did you set this up as a separate company?
Yes. I mean, it's number one, the accounting and taxes because you
Hey,
buy
Wall
certain.
Street, good to see you, dude. Sorry, I just see
Yeah,
people
yeah, yeah.
joining.
No
Adia,
worries, no worries, no
good,
worries.
everybody joining.
Yes. Well, absolutely. Especially when you buy furniture, you buy materials.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's all expenses. You got to put that
exactly.
aside, right? And yeah,
Right. Yeah.
you do the right things, dude. Like keep everything separate. Literally, I was talking to a bookkeeper today, and I'm terrible at that stuff. It's like, but
Really?
you
Okay.
know, well, what happened was years ago we incorporated because we refinanced places, and
Okay.
and I didn't know. Okay, you got to have separate books and this, that, and the other thing, and I got to do that sort of thing now. So you're doing the right thing. So just keep the
Thank you.
books separate
Thank you.
and keep doing the arbitrage thing and the joint venture thing. Thanks for all the hearts and likes,
Yeah.
everybody. Thank
That's
you
my
very much
girlfriend,
for
by the
joining.
way. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Cheers.
now she's even more
Oh, by the
hearts.
way, I have to give her a huge shout out
Is that Saint Egan?
to
No.
Ola, to Steve. I'm going to mention Steve, Alisher, all the people that were part of this journey. It's not a solo ride. You have to have a team.
Yes.
You have to have great people around you.
Yes.
You have to do double due diligence uh, on tenants and getting the right people together.
Yes. And
And yeah,
you make a really great point about having a team.
yes,
Um, I've I've assembled a team over the years, and early on, my wife and I, like I bought my first house on my own, but then
yeah,
after that, everything was my wife and I together, and she was
exactly.
a total support, right?
Yes,
And I would organize stuff, and she was doing her own thing. But you've got to have, if your partner's with you, it
yes,
makes a big difference that your
absolutely.
partner is supporting you. And the way I look at it after 20 odd years of doing this thing, it isn't that they have to do anything. They
Uh-huh.
can do stuff if they want to, but
Of
if they
course,
just support you, because it's so emotionally and physically daunting. Like
it's
when you've had a
more.
long day, you
Yes,
need that support, right?
absolutely. And besides the mental work, I mean, even the physical work. I mean, me and my girlfriend Ola, we used to carry all those 5 billboards through TTC because we didn't have a car, right? Oh, here's a chef.
What?
Let me give a shout out to Chef Steve. Steve, shout out to your food.
Hey man,
There we go.
looks great.
It's coming
Congratulations,
up.
nice.
It's coming up.
That's awesome.
I'll share.
Hi.
Oh, yes. So absolutely. I mean, we work really hard together, and Steve, he has 22 years in real estate. He knows the ins and outs of construction, and the legal side of it. So we're very fortunate to have a great team. I wouldn't say I can't say it was all me. It was all teamwork. So
Yeah,
my
and you
wife,
know that
yeah.
as you go forward, like this is your first place, right?
This is going to be my second property is going to be the Dome Mills, which we already rented out yesterday. So we
Right.
managed 2 properties. The goal is to have 10 properties right now
10 properties, how within
under
what time
management.
frame?
I would say 12 to 15 months,
That's
just to be
good.
conservative.
That's good. That's really good.
So you don't want to spread yourself too thin.
Yeah.
And
Well,
one property.
That was the other thing too, right?
Yeah.
All these guys that did the rental arbitrage, they got stuck at the beginning of COVID. So you're at the tail end of it, and people are now coming back. I'm seeing it too. I'm getting more and more people that want to rent, but there was a really dry period. So as you're doing this rental arbitrage, I would highly suggest that don't over leverage yourself. There's going to be another pandemic.
Yes.
And you got to make sure like you just have enough backup to support those
just
rents.
Increase. Yes.
Yeah, because the difference between arbitrage and ownership is what happens with arbitrage is you still got bills to pay and you're not gaining on the appreciation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So luckily for me, I've had to I've got to cover some rent, but I'm still gaining in equity, right?
Yes.
So it's okay if I got to cover some rent. So I'm not losing. I'm putting my money back into my thing.
Yeah.
So just be aware of that and try to maybe get some things that you have some equity in, like go to outside regions, go to outside of the country where your dollar will go further.
Yeah.
So you can have equity. So you're not always arbitraging, but it's a balance, right? Like spread out your risk.
Yes,
right?
yes.
But
And
this
think
is
of this way: if we manage to cash flow the property in the worst rental market right now, imagine what's going to happen when the economy is back up and we have all the properties ready. Imagine the cash flow.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yes.
But keep in mind that the landscape of real estate in downtown Toronto has changed. So where you could command like really premium prices that I used to command.
Okay.
In downtown Toronto or in the GTA. You're in the GTA, right?
Yes.
So what's happening right now is everyone's
moving out.
They're moving out.
Yeah.
So it's a different kind of market right now. So you just have to balance it, and be cautious. But back in the day, back in the day was a year ago.
Yeah.
You gotta go, oh yeah, I can get $2,800 for a super nice 1-bedroom apartment. But that's changing. So
Indeed.
Balance it. But you're doing a great job, man. Congratulations to you. I just wanted to connect with you and get on with this. And
and I also want to give a big shout out to Paul Pekka. He started his journey in real estate. I think it was a year or so. He was my coach at UFD, and man, you have to have the right team, the right people, and I mean you're one of my mentors. There's a lot to learn from you.
That's very nice of you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm happy how the things are going, but there's more.
There is Paul Pekka. He just signed in. Hey, Paul Pekka.
Yeah, there you go. 2018. Oh, sorry, it's 2018. Yes.
Oh, 2018.
Shout out to him. Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes. So right now, the last thing is before we start the celebration, because the team is hungry. Look at this.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
What are you guys having? What is that? What is that delicious
It's
food?
barbecue. It's chicken.
Oh.
Everything is here.
Congratulations.
Yes.
You're in a meat coma.
Yeah, meat coma. Correct. We got a TV here. It's gonna be amazing time. So the last thing I was gonna say is, I noticed as I post the journey and how everything's are working out, a lot of people are saying, hey, Daler, I have 10, 15, 20,000. They're just sitting in bank account doing nothing. So when this works out, can you show me the numbers I'm willing to invest? So for any of your team out there, they're willing to invest or partner, please reach out and we can have some partnership together.
Oh, yeah. I'm hearing that too. Like this whole, everyone's saving up money, and I'm a big believer in joint ventures, and I'd rather have a piece of something than zero of nothing.
I mean, instead of getting 1-2% from the bank on a yearly basis, if we get, even like 6 to 10% per year, that's still a lot of And that's a conservative number you can make in real estate.
Yeah, man. That's great. So, yeah, let's keep talking. And once again, congratulations. Enjoy your celebratory dinner.
Thank you.
All the best to you and your friends and family. And thanks for getting on the live, dude.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
We'll be in touch, huh? More things.
Yeah, man. Take care.
Arthur, appreciate it. All the best.
Yeah, all the best, dude. Cheers.